some very light content. It's all about my journey, what I did after I graduated with my Master of Architecture degree. And yeah, it's about architecture and the love of traveling, and how these two passion towards these two things brought me to places. For this particular thing, it brought me to Europe and Africa. So I just want to share with you. No, this one is not like showing off or whatever, but then I would just want to give you some inspiration and motivation that whatever you're learning today, like in history or whichever like building that you came across, anything that involves architecture, it is for you to, when you look back uh, years from now, you will see like, oh, why did Madam Yon ask me to start with this, and why is that? Because architecture is something that you should feel, and that you should like really go into, not just, you should be passionate about, because I think it will bring you places, just like how it did bring me to these places. So, and, sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I don't know. Sebab ada lecturer lain. Okay. So, design lecture series 22nd June. Okay, before I start, okay, this is me 20 kgs ago. And this is me during my, I think, final year of Master of Architecture in 2013, I think. So, biasalah, student life, I am like you guys also. I was like you. Stressful, poor. Always want to try to ignore my assignment first, because I don't want to get stressed. But then I'll get back to it when the time is due. So this on the right image, it is my our master studio. It was really like this. Our studio is, I think is probably better, but I think this one is like nearing the final presentation. So it all looks like a puting beliung terjadi dekat studio tu. So as a student, I have big dreams, although I'm just like a little fish. No one, yeah, I'm just a little fish back then, just like right now. But I have big dreams that, especially when uh, when we like being taught about history of architecture and all the buildings, I thought like how I will never get to these places, because they are far away, and to get there, we need a lot of money. So yeah, it's just a dream. But then in 2012, me and my friend actually bought a ticket to Mumbai, India. But then in that particular year, there was a problem with the visa to India. So AirAsia told us to either we reroute, like choose other destination to replace Mumbai, India. The options were Korea, Japan, France, UK, and so on. But of course, me and my friends, we love all of French food and like French language. Of course, we choose Paris as a destination to exchange for Mumbai, India. So there's a lot of differences there from Mumbai in India to Southern Europe, um, which is Paris. So this accidental trip to Paris is the one that brought me closer to architecture, because at the end of the 7 day trip, we felt like, okay, uh, Posse is the place where Villa Savoy is. Posse is just 1 hour away from our place. Why don't we just like go there, because we have nothing to do today? So we did that, and we traveled to Posse via train. It was a great experience, because once we step foot, once we get closer to Villa Savoy, we feel like, okay, I'm like macam kita jumpa artis lah. Kita macam dah admire dia, kita dah study dia, kita study in detail, and that our lecturer keeps on saying Villa Savoy, Villa Savoy. So we felt that, wow, okay, macam mimpi lah. So this accidental trip to Paris and when I met Villa Savoy is the thing that triggered me because when we were in Paris, we felt that the hotel we shared accommodation is like a bilik untuk 3 orang, and then the food is not that expensive and the travel cost is not is quite cheap as well. So one of my friends yang melompat ni, she got pickpocket near the subway station, metro station, sorry, which is underground. So she lost all her money and she borrowed my 100 euro. So untuk 7 hari tu, she could survive with 100 euro. So from that moment, I felt like, Euro trip can be done in a low budget. Okay. So moment. Oh, okay, so by the way, this is me still in disbelief. I'm hugging the piloty, which is the column of Villa Savoy. Pardon my kepelikan here. Okay, so after planning and budgeting and contemplating and a lot of Pinteresting and Tumblring, I revoked a lot of pictures of Europe during my younger days because okay kita punya mimpi, so kita asyik tengok lah, that thing keeps on like passing by us, so it keeps on inspiring us every day. So after much contemplation and yeah, I bought the ticket to Amsterdam and it cost me about 3,200 ringgit this time. How I manage how I managed to get this amount of money is to fund my Euro trip is that during my trip, I think I've told everyone all the time that I work as a cleaner when I was studying in Australia. It was a good pay. I even advertised myself as an experienced cleaner on Gumtree, ada website lah, macam mudah kot untuk cari kerja. So I got a lot of pay from that. Besides that, how I fund my Euro trip is by staying in Malaysian Hall. Malaysian Hall is a accommodation yang murah untuk Malaysian residents residing in Sydney, but you have to jadi aktif lah, jadi jawatan kuasa, this and that. Anyway, I managed to collect, I think, almost 21,000 ringgit at that time. So that is when I used that to buy the ticket and then buy the flight tickets macam within Europe and to book for accommodations. I never book hotel yang taraf 5 bintang. Oh my god. I never do that because I want to experience this Euro tripping backpacking thingy. So what I did was I stayed at hostel. Some hostel that I like, um, uh, some hostel I stayed with like female hostel, but at some hostels when there are like not high season, macam dah hostel tu dah penuh, I have no choice but to pick hostel yang mixed gender. Don't judge me. I didn't do anything. I just sleep with my tudung on, but yeah, this only happened for one night, so don't worry. So okay, I've bought my flight to Amsterdam, and on 1st of September, I flew to Amsterdam from Kuala Lumpur, and yeah, for this sharing session, like design lecture series, I took a lot of screenshot from my Instagram because the screenshot has all the details in it, like the date and of course the images. So this is flight MH0016 flying to Amsterdam on 1st of September. So what I like about traveling is, of course, in European countries, they have different climate, different people, different history, different character, and so on. So I learned a lot about looking at the like, structures, design of buildings, from how to say, in real life, not like in lectures or whatever. So it's like learning again for me when I look at the canal here in Amsterdam and I see some of the buildings are actually slanted towards the front and there is a hook on the roof here because at that and they have like big windows because at that time they don't like take the furnitures when they move in they take the furnitures bukannya daripada pintu dan ke bawah. They actually hang the furnitures and then from that they angkat apa hook tu digunakan untuk angkat furnitures tu lagi berkali. So that is what my friend sorry my Dutch friend told me. And also have you heard about the saying that we go Dutch? Atta, you pernah dengar sih? We go Dutch meaning that okay, bayar sendiri-sendiri. It's not a mythos or legenda, it's actually real because what is funny is because the culture is different, right? So kalau Malaysia kalau kita ada tetamu ke apa kita akan belanja dia. But then in when I was with my Dutch friend, I asked him, is it true that dia lah ada we go Dutch semua? Yeah, true. So I told him that okay lah today I pay myself, you don't have to pay for me. At first he was like malu-malu, but then again he like accepted. So that is true. We go Dutch is not a mythos. Memang Dutch people are like that. So anyway, this is the canal in Amsterdam. Okay, this is actually Holland or Netherlands is the first country that I went to. Okay, Amsterdam, I went to Amsterdam. I spent there for like 6 days, but then I stayed with my friend, my Dutch friend, and after that, the week on the 7th day, I went to Bilbao because nobody really go to Bilbao, I think, but I went there just because I want to see the Guggenheim Museum, designed by Frank Gehry. So if I didn't study architecture, I don't think I would ever step foot on Bilbao, which is quite, it's not unpopular, but among Malaysians, I think nobody ever in their mind want to go there. So this is in September 8th. Yeah, I found an American tourist and because it's easier to talk to them in English, so I asked him to take a photo of me. Guggenheim Museum was cladded in titanium, and I was really excited about touching it. So I touched it. And it felt great because I feel like I have some kind of connection with Frank Gehry. After Bilbao, I actually flew to Madrid, but for me, Madrid is just, like Kuala Lumpur, just the big cities that they have character, but I feel like my passion is more towards the smaller cities with, rustic vibes like Granada. Granada is in Andalusia, at the southern part of Spain. Actually, this is at the Alhambra. Alhambra is macam, I think you know lah. Alhambra is really, really popular among, I think, landscape architects. Because the landscaping of Alhambra is beyond words, I think. It is symmetry, it is the aesthetic value is really, I don't know how to say it, it's beyond words. So it is huge, complex. It has fountains and water features like this, and it has like Islamic design buildings. Because Granada was actually a Muslim area dulu before it was diambil oleh Christian. So all of the design in Alhambra has all the words of Allah and Muhammad and so on. Okay. Tata, you okay? Semua follow me because I feel like I'm talking to my laptop in my room.
No, it's okay. Boleh.
Okay. So, okay. I want to ask you guys, kalau korang boleh jawab lah, if you guys are there, is this a render or a real image? Hello? Atta, Sidak boleh respond tak?
Boleh.
Apa? Siapa yang jawab?
Boleh respon. Buka je mic.
Okay,
Just like
Orang tu entahlah.
is this
Orang
a
yang
real-
baring tu
Orang yang baring tu apa?
macam tak real.
Oh. Okay, this is actually a real image. This is Metropole Parasol in Sevilla, Spain. Orang yang baring ni sebenarnya because I increase the increase the saturation lah, contrast and so on. But that time I only use iPhone 4. So gambar dia macam I don't know, unrealistic. So this is Metropole Parasol. At first I thought this was just a like a competition of building that is never been built. But then when I walk around the Sevilla city, or is it a state or something like a Sevilla, I stumbled upon this gigantic timber structure in the middle of Sevilla, in the middle of city. So it was really, really amazing. It was actually inspired by Ficus Tree, and it was designed by Jürgen H. Mayer, one of my favorite architects actually. You could look into how it's designed. I think it's using the parametric system. Actually, this is on the first floor of the structure. There is an open space where people could just lie down like this guy here reading books, because the structure also created shadows that could create some shaded space underneath it. And then people just stroll around and some kids play footballs there. But underneath it, there's actually a marketplace, space for I think for meeting or something like that. And it also has an elevator to go up, which I did. Yeah. And there is a walkway, like a pathway, and with a street for you to go around the structure. You could look at my photo. Sevilla is really, really hot. It's different. The hotness is different with Malaysia because it doesn't have the, if Malaysia is hot and humid, and like Sevilla is hot and dry. So this is me 3 years ago, admiring the structure. Okay, other than just architecture, I also got inspired a lot by the interiors of the shops and restaurants, and also the hotels. This is how traveling could also enhance your, like, how to say, your macam hard drive, your macam memory of like interior details, more on your perspective of how you look into things. Just macam sebelum ni maybe all you look is Pinterest and like Google Images, but now you're looking at the details of interior, architecture and so on in front of you. You're like learning from traveling. Tapi what you do is, because you are traveling alone. I traveled alone throughout my Euro trip. So I really have the time to think of a lot of things, like like looking at these chairs and details of the interior of the shop, and then the deco pun, everything gives me inspirations and design ideas actually. Okay, so other than interior details, I also increase my knowledge about food and trying some of them. So this is tagine. Tagine poulet is chicken. Poulet is chicken in French with olive and citrus. So even dekat Spain ni, walaupun sebenarnya tagine ni makanan Moroccan, but then in Spain ada juga because they are close to each other, and ada juga lah tagine shop dekat Spain. They always give the bread for free. The bread is really hard. Yeah, the bread is really hard, and they also serve olive, which I didn't eat because I don't really eat olives with bread. And the price is actually quite cheap. Sorry, this is Marrakesh, Morocco. I thought this is in Spain. But anyway, Spain also serves tagine. Okay, so I have I arrived in Marrakesh. I think I can't remember anymore, maybe day 14 or something. And me and my friend, I have four friends from the UK whom I never met. I only met on Tumblr. We managed to see each other for the first time in Marrakesh, Morocco. So we decided to take a trip to the Sahara Desert, and along the way, we stopped by Eight Bin Hadi, Morocco. If you guys have watched the movie Prince of Persia by Jake Gyllenhaal, this is the film location for it, and also a lot of Hollywood movies they took the I think the shooting place is here, which is amazing because Eight Bin Hadi it is the houses they are made of clay that comes from the ground. They make their house from what they have at the side, which is beautiful because if you can see this, it's like itulah macam satu structure yang menjerit dari tanah. And the color is something that is really, really nice, the earth tone. And almost all of the buildings have the same color. That's why in Marrakesh, when I went there, the city is all the buildings are colored in the terracotta paint. Make me wonder, kalau buat kedai situ mesti yang aku hanyalah color itu saja. And this is Ed Ben Hadi. So in Marrakesh, I did something yang quite dangerous. I want to go to the tannery. Tannery ni tempat apa? Kulit macam sebabkan prosesan untuk dapatkan kulit lah for the craft. So this is on top of the roof. A guy brought me here. I thought he was just sitting at the roadside and he asked me where I was going. So I told him I want to go to the tannery. And he was like, oh, okay, let me bring you there. Let me bring you there. Because I know. So I was like, oh, terlalu baik lelaki ni. Okay, okay. So I followed him. And then he brought me here, show this, show that. And then the smell is as expected, however. And he showed me like what were these guys doing? Why are they like putting the leather on inside the macam perigi ni? And there was a point where I met another tourist as well, and I told him that this Moroccan guy are bringing me to see this tannery, and kita nak pergi a shop untuk produk kulit ni. And the American guy and the tourist said, "Are you sure he's not asking for payment? Macam upah lah." At that time, it hit me. Oh, mesti I kena bayar dulu. So I told to the Moroccan guy, okay lah, I'm going away. I'm going to somewhere. And kita stop sini je lah. And that guy was quite furious, I think. And then when I started to walk away, he was like, "Oh, give me 100 dirham, 100 dirham." At that time, I said I only had 20 dirham. So he was quite angry and told his friends at the roadside, "Oh, she doesn't want to pay me, blah blah." But at last, he received lah. He ambil je lah 20 dirham, better than nothing. So this is one of the I think quite dangerous for me for a girl to do this. So next time, don't be too naive. I told myself, but you guys, when you're traveling, don't be too naive. Okay. Okay. So this is me at the Sahara and the desert, and yeah. This is one of my favorite photo of the trip. I really love how the color of the sky matches with the color of the jalaba. Jalaba is the traditional jubah for the Moroccan. And I'm gonna print this and put it in my house. Okay, so that was in Marrakesh. Then I went to Chef Shawian. Chef Shawian, I found about it on Tumblr when people reblog about it. It is a city like Jaipur, India. It is a city with powdered blue walls. Everything is in powdered blue. Kalau Marrakesh is in terracotta color, the Chef Shawian is in powdered blue, a really nice color. What I From what I read, if I can still remember, the powdered blue, this area was macam diduduki oleh the Jews before, and they colored it blue, all the buildings blue, all the wall blue, because it represents the sky, and the tradition stays until today. Chef Sharing is one of my favorite place in my whole Euro trip. This picture, I wake up one morning like too early, but I just went out and to see what the locals are doing this early morning at the pasar. So I saw it's really nice to see macam pasar kita lain and pasar dia pun lebih kurang sama that the attire. I like to absorb the atmosphere and how the locals roll, how the culture. That's why when traveling, I don't go for just 7 countries in 7 days because I don't really like to like baru sampai sini and to go sana. And also I like to absorb the culture and see how the locals really how the locals experience day-to-day life. Sorry, ada soalan ke? Okay. Kalau you notice, there is a Omo pun ada dekat sini, but Chef Shawian. Okay. When I was traveling, I have a friend, Marzuki Muhammad ni. Dia is doing the final semester for his Master of Architecture. Right now, Marzuki is working at Hijazka Studio. So at every places that I go, I always send postcards to my family, to every city, almost every city that I go. I send postcards to family and people from Facebook and Tumblr who requested for it. So it's like I don't know, macam bukti lah. I went to that place and also macam menarik lah itu. Send postcards to where you were at when you were traveling. I really like this post from my friend because he said he got this postcard 20 days ago from the traveler when I was so miserable with my study. And guess what? After 20 days, I'm still miserable and she's still traveling. So this is one of my friends who helped me a lot during my master of architecture. That's why I like to him here to remind me of the good old days. After I covered Morocco, I went back to Spain because I need to go to Barcelona. Barcelona is a city just like Madrid, but have a lot of works from Gaudi, which is why I went to Barcelona. I mean, like Barcelona, who meets Barcelona, right? So yes, I went to Barcelona and spent almost 2 weeks there because I thought there's a lot to do, like Gaudi's work and also Mi Vendero punya Barcelona Pavilion. I think student first year sekarang tengah study in Barcelona Pavilion. So I think I have quite a lot of information from you guys. Ini is at Casa Bayo. It is designed by Antonio Gaudi. Antonio Gaudi has a really amazing imagination. Just look at how he designed this house, which has a lot of resemblance of animals killing and animal skeleton. Okay, pardon my selfie. This is in Barcelona Pavilion, designed by Mi Vendero. After a few days going to Antonio Gaudi's buildings like Casa Bayo and Park de Güell, I felt like there is too much to comprehend because what he designed was really like imaginative and really whimsical, like Alice in Wonderland, but more artistic. So I went to Barcelona Pavilion to get some fresh air. And then when I was there, I felt like the minimalism of the building. Um, I got I got excited photographing the pho- the build me sorry. I think I am more inspired. No, not more inspired. What am I talking? I have more fun photographing the building of this minimalism, this me Van der Rohe compared to Antonio Gaudi. Not because Antonio Gaudi is not interesting. It's really interesting. It's just that when you have something minimal like this, what you are focusing on, what the architect want you to grasp to grab from this minimalism is the beauty of the material, such as the marble, and then the playfulness of the light and shadow, and yeah, and also he wanted to, people to focus on something that is beyond what I can see, like the material of the marble, how the material could be symmetry. And ada lagi gambar of a statue of a on a cone. Itu memang the how the light and shadow plays is really really nice. So this photo I took it because the lady in the dress is is almost camouflaging with the marble wall. It's cute. Okay, again with Gaudi, Antonio Gaudi's the famous Sagrada Familia. I first came across this building when I was watching Meteor Garden. Is it Meteor Garden? By the Taiwanese actors F4. So I felt like this building was marvelous. I need to go here. And it was like a dream when I got to set my foot there. Unfortunately, the when I went there, the construction is really like ongoing, and the building is not as beautiful as I imagine it to be because of the scaffolding, the scaffolding, semua the wire machine, everything. It's a bit turn off, but when I went to the interior, just it just blew your mind. When you see the interior, it's like you are in a forest where the trees are all tall trees, and the leaves and branches just merge with each other. And yeah, it is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen during my university. It is still under construction, maybe until 2035 or beyond. Imagine how a person from the olden times they could imagine something like this, like pure genius. Okay, so this is after Barcelona, I flew to France, but nothing that much interesting in Nice and Marseille and Monte Cristo. So I went to meet my friends again. We after Morocco, we say goodbye to each other. Then we meet again in Italy. We one of our favorite place that we really want to go is Cinque Terre. Cinque Terre is the 5 villages around the Greek. It is at the Italian Riviera. We did a hiking there. We didn't expect it to be so challenging, so we just bring like a half full bottle of mineral water, and then I just wore a skirt, and my friend wore jeans, and we didn't really pack food or anything because we thought, oh, hiking is just like senang lah. But sebenarnya sangat curam dan sangatlah dahsyat. And this is what we see at the end of the hike from, I can't remember, from this kampung to Zenaza. Semuanya located at the tepi-tepi laut, and the buildings are all, the colors are really in harmony with each other. They have like pink, terracotta, like light yellow, light green, and so on. I really like how each places that I went to, they all have their own unique character. Like this place, it has this very like, it's not really like amazing design of buildings, but the way they are located, like on the cliff, the height, and the colors that give them the character of which is unique. Okay. On day 55, I got really sunburned. I didn't even wear any sunblock because, I don't know what I was thinking. So day 55 over 70, we went to Athens, but this time we are on our way to Santorini. We, kita orang naik cruise ship. Tapi that time we feel like we are like in very poor, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio dia tidur kat cabin kan, tapi kita orang teruk lagi because we bought this ticket like, I think the cheapest one. And apparently the ticket is not for like sitting inside the cruise ship, tapi sebenarnya dekat decking, dekat luar. So kita orang memang kesejukan dan ada angin-angin. Tapi what's funny is in that chaosness, in all those chaos, ada this family yang tiba-tiba celebrate birthday anak dia. So we felt like that is one of the unforgettable weird thing when we were in a cruise ship to Santorini. So dari Athens ke Santorini, we using this cruise ship, it took 8 hours. 8 freaking hours. So it was really long. Tapi it was good experience. Ni bila kita orang sampai dekat one of the island lah dekat Santorini. Sorry. Okay. Okay, this is me in swimming. Okay, next. Yeah. So these are my friends. When you travel with friends, even though you don't really know them, but luckily with them I feel like we really macam click lah. It's all about making memories with each other, Tapi when you travel with someone that macam dalam travel tu you rasa tak suka dia, the memories will haunt you for the rest of your life. Macam rugilah kalau kita travel with someone that we don't like. Tapi of course we won't do that. So as image on the right hand side here, it is one of the I think expensive hotel at the cliff of Santorini Island. Memang cantik lah kat situ. And their building pun memang different. Tengok dia, the way they have this like a balcony of verandas. Memang tebal lah dia punya ketebalan dinding dia. And you can see everything. Yang sebenarnya Santorini tak semua tempat dia cantik. Just tempat-tempat yang spesifik macam dekat tepi cliff ni yang cantik yang orang pergi. Sebenarnya dia punya town tu macam tanah kering kontak. Macam lagi cantik lah. Okay, there are times during my trip that I felt like, what the heck am I doing? Why am I like habiskan duit sebanyak tu to go through all of this mess alone in Europe? As if I have like, tanggungjawab. Tapi that time I really don't have any commitment. So when I look back today, I feel like it was really macam rezeki lah that I get to go there. That at that time I don't have anything to like to pay or any commitment like family or kids or whatever. It's like my prime time in my life, I think, before I got married. So at 25 years old, that's what I decided, and that's what I did, and I don't think I regret it even once. Yeah. So this is day 58. I'm still at Santorini. I think I'm going to somewhere else. I think I'm going to Prague this time. So these are my bags after day 58. From just one suitcase, I've bought an extra bag and bag yang lain lah. I also bought some souvenirs macam snow globe, tapi some of the snow globe pecah because I pack it everything and mampatkan dalam bag. Okay. I didn't really spend. Actually, I was quite scared to spend money when I was traveling. So what I did was I took the I took some free souvenirs like like at dekat island of Capri in Italy. Dia punya batu ada macam ni lah. Dia punya batu memang ada colourful macam ni. Macam diamond sikit. So memang dekat Capri ni dia ada produce jam tangan yang dalam dia buat daripada batu-batu yang diorang polish jadi diamond. And then dekat Rome, I took batu juga dekat dia punya Palatine Hills. And dekat Nice, I also took some stone at the beach as well as the Cinque Terre. Yang 5 villages tu, I also took one stone each. Because one of the reason is there is no souvenir available there or they might be too expensive. Tapi I really appreciate this batu-batu. And I still keep it until now. Okay, after Greece, I went back to Venice. I went to Milan, and then from Milan I went to Prague in Czech Republic. And lepas tu baru balik pergi ke Amsterdam again. So end of Euro trip. This is the route that I took. Starting from Amsterdam here, I flew straight to Bilbao, Spain, which is on the north of Spain. I went to Madrid, Sevilla, and then Granada on the Andalusia here, and Morocco. From Morocco, I flew back to Barcelona, and then to Marseille in France. In France, I went to Nice, Marseille, and Monte Carlo. And then I also go to Rome, Florence, semua tu, tapi I tak sempat nak pergi lah. I also will do like a 5 hours lecture. From Rome, kita orang fly ke Athens, and Athens naik ship to Santorini. And from Athens, I flew back to Italy and Czech Republic. So it was 10 weeks, 70 days, 7 countries, yada yada yada. And what is most important about this is what I have done so far, and it has really broadened my horizon. I get to experience a lot of things, like meeting new people, dekat hostel too, and learning other people's culture, and a bit of, not much language. Yes. Okay, lepas I went back to Malaysia in October, the end of October. Tapi in November I flew back to Australia because I graduate. So these are the people who have been with me throughout my entire suffering in architecture school. For your information, the lady in the blue cardigan, she is now a professional architect Zulfa. She is working with architect Mike Boone in JFM. So all of these are very, I think, they've been very good friends, and yeah, I wish I could see Marzuki right now and ask him about Hijaz. I used to dream of working with Hijaz as well, but things happen. Okay, to sum it up, 7 countries, 70 days, priceless memories, and lots of buildings. And after this trip, I felt like what I think is architecture is really my thing. My passion is really towards architecture. There's no doubt about it anymore. Because whenever I go to places, that is the thing that I want to see first, and I have learned a lot from it. Architecture is about a lot of things. It affects your, like your life, your everyday, because you are living in it, and then it affects the surrounding around you. So this journey is more like self-discovery as well for me, and I never regret even I was doing this. Last but not least, dream big because um, things your dream will come true if you really like work hard on it. So just dream big even if it is not. It seems like it's illogical or impossible. Okay. So lastly, this is me on macam bunker kot at the Cinque Terre in Italy, living my life to the fullest. Okay, thank you very much.
Tepuk tangan ya. Yeah, thank you, Puan Yon. Anyone has a question, please ask a question via your microphone or through this chat box here. Siapa ada soalan, boleh bertanyakan soalan sebelum kita tamatkan sesi inilah.
Boleh tanya
Jelah.
soalan?
Tak ada soalan?
Awak habis ke tak?
What do you think of the new normal travelling, Yon? Macam sekarang ni kita semua stuck. So, do you think it's a wise idea to just travel di dalam negara je kah?
Wise. There is actually a lot to see in our own country. Banyaklah. That time when I went to dekat Pendang pun I naik motor Era dan Awi. Naik motor pergi keliling kampung and I saw a lot of surau-surau yang ditinggalkan. But the design of the surau, the architecture is really, really nice. And I wonder, ada ke orang yang compile and record all of this? Banyaklah sebenarnya. Itulah, the new normal sekarang. I don't know, maybe you have to wait until 2023.
Anyone? Siapa ada soalan? Perhaps from the lecturers who would like to share their own experience traveling abroad or locally.
Apa real image ni? I'm reading the chat. What stuff?
Hey, tadi you tanya soalan, is this a rendering or real image? Saya jawab lah.
Okay.
I would like to encourage the students to travel lah, regardless of whether it is in the country or abroad. Tak semestinya you kena ada banyak duit. You pergi siraman pun kira travel juga. So traveling is no longer a luxury nowadays, but due to the new normal, perhaps it is lah. But you boleh kumpul duit, ambil kerja, cari kerja part time or with a very limited budget, perhaps you would experience more because you would appreciate the moment you are there. And then I would like to stress this, that don't be a tourist lah, be a traveler whenever you are abroad, so that you can expand your horizon. You tak naklah pergi sana just tengok, pergi museum tapi tak consume anything, tak learn anything from that. So that is my advice lah. So anyone has a question for Puan Yon, or Puan Yon has like a wrap up to the change. Wrap up lagi.
Yalah, betul. Be a traveler and be curious. Take the road not taken gitu.
Komsas.
Tapi macam mana lah, kan ada orang hari tu ada beli tiket ke Indonesia kan? Dah beli kan?
We have to no, belum lagi. That one sepatutnya kita pergi tahun 3 pergi ke Indonesia, ke Medan bersama Dr. Bambang. Sayang. I think due to the COVID-19 punya pandemic ni, banyak benda yang berubah. But we can replace it with travelling in Sarawak.
ramahnya. Tapi kalau you have a question, they could like PM you or something. Okay, Tata.
Okay, thank you very much, Puan Yon. So I would like to thank Puan Yon and also the students and the lecturers who are here. And then hopefully we can have this every week, hopefully until the end of this semester, because that has been long overdue already. Hopefully, perhaps in the future kita boleh invite outside speaker dari luar, ataupun perhaps kita boleh suruh student bagi their own conduct their own lecture, kan? Kita dengar dia orang punya opinion pula. So I think this is a good discourse lah. So kita nak culture kan benda ni jadi UNIMAS punya culture. So thank you very much everyone. So if there is nothing, kita nak habiskan tamatkan sesi ini. So terima kasih everyone and please proceed to your respective studio. Okay, bye.